Okay, we have notes for Math 7 today, looking at probability of independent events. So up until this point, we've been looking at single events, the probability of flipping a coin and getting heads, the probability of rolling dice and getting two, single events. Today marks the beginning of where we start to look at multiple events, two different events, three different events, so on and so forth. So today's focus is on independent events. Independent, in this case, meaning the outcome of one event does not affect the outcome of the other event. So no matter what happened with the first event, that has no effect or no impact on what's happening in the other event. Some examples of that would be a coin flip and rolling a number cube. Because whatever happens when I flip the coin, heads or tails, it has no impact on what happens when I roll the number cube. An example that we had in class, someone said the result of the soccer game versus the result of the baseball game. Those two things have nothing to do with each other. What happens on the soccer game, win or lose, is not going to impact what happens in the baseball game. Flipping a coin and pulling a card. All of these things, they do not affect each other. The probability of two independent events can be found by multiplying. You're going to multiply. The probability of two independent events can be found by multiplying the probabilities of each event together. So if you're using two events, then you'd be multiplying two things together. If you have 7 events, you'd be multiplying 7 fractions together. So that's just this notation down here. Remember that old school notation, probability of event A and event B. Event A, event B. Whatever those events are, random event A, random event B, is equal to the probability of A times that keyword of and. When we're looking at probability, and for probability only, it's different when it's not probability. In probability, when you see the word and, that tells you to multiply. Different from when we see the word or. When we were seeing those questions that asked us for the probability of picking red or green, that told us to add. So just keep those two differences in mind.